What is up, guys? It's homie Bigg Vic. We back in here with another video. Oh, we got a host of new changes. Amazon Relay we got a handful of new requirements. Let's get into them. First of all, how you guys are doing? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you are, drop it down below in the comment section. But let's get into these. Let's get into these changes first. Then I'm gonna jump into what some of the contracts are looking like, and we're gonna talk about the early access contracts that those of us that went out to RelayCon had access to. So let's jump into today's video. All right, so I'm gonna talk about one that just dropped today, background checks. It says on August 5th, we introduced standardized background checks through an Amazon approved provider for all drivers your company wants to onboard to Relay. Starting next week, we're expanding these background checks to all drivers on your company's roster who don't have a commercial driver's license. So now for carriers that were already, well, drivers that were already, assigned to your account that are, running Relay with your company without a CDL, those guys will now have to undergo a background check. Hopefully you guys have guys that have clean records driving for your company, because if not, and this third-party company finds something in their background that's not, working for Relay, those guys won't be able to drive for you no more. This is a part of the new cleanup they're doing that was mentioned at RelayCon. Says these drivers will need to meet the background check requirements to continue hauling Amazon Relay loads. We'll be rolling this out on a carrier-by-carrier basis, and will email you on the day your drivers will start seeing the background checks requested. As a reminder, all drivers on board in the Relay are already seeing this requirement. We're always evaluating how to improve our safety standards. And expanding this program represents another step forward in supporting our top priority, safety. Okay, so that's a new change that's coming up. How do you guys feel about that one? Drop it down below in the comment section. They dropped this last week. They're enhancing safety for team loads with an additional verification step. Those of you that are doing team driving for Relay, for routes where we don't receive signals from both drivers during transit, will now require selfie checks from both drivers at the final stop. This helps ensure team loads are completed safely by two drivers throughout the entire route. Okay, so if you've been trying to pull a fast one on Relay, no longer will you be able to do that. I don't know who was doing that. I don't do team driving. So for you team driving guys, that just in, okay? This one shouldn't be a problem, but it may be a problem. If you have your company and you've moved around a bit, this could create an issue. Maybe not, okay? So it says to keep your account secure, we're introducing a carrier identification verification process for all carriers. Only your company's Relay account's primary admin can submit details. We'll send an email announcing when your company's account is ready for verification. So now you have to do an account verification. Proof of business registration. One of the below depending on the type of business. So you're gonna need to send in your articles of incorporation, articles of organization if you have an LLC, certificate of partnership if you have a partnership, and a government issued business license for sole proprietorships. So basically you just have to send in the formation of your company, those articles, to Relay, submit those to Relay in order to pass a company verification. This is a lot of stuff, Relay. I'll be honest with y'all, this is a lot of stuff. This is a lot of extra stuff. And me personally, I feel that I get it from a safety standpoint. I absolutely understand that. But with this, you also have to have top-notch rates if you want the best verified carriers to be moving your freight. Your rates have to coincide with that, because you can't put carriers through a whole bunch of aggravation and then have them jump through 1,000 different hoops in order to move your freight. I think that makes sense. It has to be kind of like a give and take thing. Like you have to give some if you want to get some. I think it needs to work for both parties. Just my opinion. I think a lot of people feel me on that as well. Solo loads will be rejected if the driver fails the selfie check at pickup. Your company may have already seen these rejections for team loads. Some sites may see rejections go live later than others. Selfie checks help us confirm that only assigned drivers are hauling loads, preventing unauthorized access to yards. So yes, the safety checks has been a big deal for a minute. They're just fully enforcing it even more now. Like, I'm having an issue currently right now. I have to jump on a call with Relay. A driver I'm onboarding, his license keeps failing. His CDL keeps failing the verification process. I don't know if there's nothing wrong with the CDL. My insurance company, like, he's good to go. He's ready to go right now. According to my insurance company, all I need to do is just give them the green light and we can go ahead and start rocking and rolling. But it keeps failing the initial verification part when he's scanning his license with his phone. So we've done this about 5 times. So I'm going to have to jump on a call to try to get that rectified, because going into the account and emailing Relay, they're still coming back with the same type of response. So it's not helpful at all. I want to go ahead and pivot and get into what some of these contracts are currently looking like, the short-term contracts. So now, the contracts that Relay sent out to us, early access contracts, that was a no-go. All right, so let's go over here to contracts. Let's go to contracts here. Just gonna go through some of these contracts currently, some of the short-term contracts. So as you can see, let's go over here. As you can see, Minneapolis is at $627 a block. I meant to put, where is it at? Let me pull up Seattle. I didn't do every place, but I probably could have. I didn't. Let's do Cleveland in there. Let's put Dallas up. I'm probably not gonna do every place, you guys. I know you're probably like, we want to see all of them. Let's do Houston. I'm just doing a few spots currently and showing what they are right now. Let's do Memphis. Let's do Miami. Do Mobile. Cali. Let's do PA. Raleigh. Let's do Richmond. Let me see if I got Boston checked. Let's do Boston, because I know they usually kind of hit it. All right, so let's refresh this joint. All right, so I'm just looking at about 23 of them right now. Let's see, Minneapolis is sitting at 627. Pittsburgh is at 613 for a block, 5 block. Now, remember when you're looking at this over here, these totals at the end are for 5 days, 5 blocks. A block can consist of, because you guys always ask me, what's a block? A block can consist of however many stops, right? You can have 6 stops. You can have 2 stops. Just depends, 7 stops, 8, depending on the market. So that's a block. And then you'll get a fuel surcharge on top of what the base rate is. So you see this first one, $3,135 for the week is the base pay for those 5 days, plus your fuel surcharges added on top of that in addition. All right, so I'm just looking at Pittsburgh, 613 a block. What else we got? And these are what the current rates are. Current rates are October, November. Atlanta, 526 a block. Boston, 515 for that one, for that week. And these are short-term contracts. They have 5 weeks, 1 week, and 2 week short-term contracts. But this is just what some of them look like. What do you guys feel like as of right now in the current state of Relay? How do you guys feel about the contracts? Are you guys, some of you guys picking up contracts? Are you just strictly running off their load board? Are you doing poster truck? Like, what's working for you guys that are out in the field right now running relay? Like, what's working for you in your market? Are you finding more success off the load board? Because in my area, these loads are not paying the best. Like, the rates are going. It seems like there's more verification processes happening, and the rates are just getting even lower. To me, in my opinion, for my market, I've talked to a couple of other guys, and they said, their rate's still looking pretty decent in their locations, in their prospective markets. And so I don't know what some of you other guys are experiencing in your areas. So Seattle right now, 478 a block. They go Milwaukee again, 477. Charlotte. So right now, Charlotte coming up. This is November 30th though. It's 474 a block. Cleveland, 473 a block. Charlotte, they go Pittsburgh, 469. PA. So see Charlotte right here. I know I seen a Charlotte October one. November, Charlotte, November, 455. Cleveland, Detroit. Detroit's 454, November 30th. Okay. Chicago is showing 452 a block. That's for a 13-hour solo contract. Columbia, November, 450 a block. Let's see here. Jacksonville, 412. That's for a 5-week solo. Let me scroll back up this way. Charlotte again. See October coming up, 450 a block. That's a 5-week contract. You got to be a bad boy to select a 5-week contract for 5 blocks. You're a bad boy if you select that one. I'll tell you that now. Know that 11,250 look good right there, plus your fuel surcharge. But who you gonna work for that one? If you got a driver that don't mind getting it, put him on it. He locked in and guaranteed. He guaranteed freight for sure. BDL, Windsor Lock, Connecticut, 449 a block up there. Charlotte, 449. Cleveland. Raleigh, Durham, 447 a block. Memphis, 446 a block. November 30th. Charlotte. And so these are just what some of the rates look like for coming up over the next following weeks until we start hitting peak season kicks in. This is what some of the rates look like. Jacksonville, 428 a block, 2-week contract. Chicago, 427. Alabama, 426 a block for 1 week, 5 block. Jacksonville, Memphis, Tennessee again. Let you guys see some of those rates. Nashville, 418 a block. That's November 23rd. Personally, I would wait for peak season number to see what the peak season rates do versus what's currently showing on the board. Yeah, I made the mistake last year of doing a 5-week contract because one of my mentees, he wanted to just lock in those 5 weeks. And out of those 5 weeks, 2 of those weeks, the rates jumped up almost $200 more per block. And I was saying, this is why I don't just jump on those longer contracts, because if the rates jump up, you're going to be looking crazy. Like, yo, we missing money. And so, yeah, that's what some of those rates are looking like. How do you guys feel about all these changes? I mean, I know when I was at RelayCon, I was like, okay, changes is usually a good thing. I get it. But a lot of these guys, that came out of incarceration, they don't have a lot of options when they get out. And most of these guys go and get CDLs. So I don't know how far these background checks will go, you know, if that's going to hurt some of these guys that run relay. Probably not if if you're OTR driver, company driver. Maybe that stuff won't hurt you guys, but I'm just speaking more specifically for those that have relay accounts. They got their businesses running through relay and have drivers that may have had a previous background. You know, a lot of these guys, they're hungry, so they don't mind doing the driving, right? Because it's not a lot of options for them out there. But if these background checks hinder some of these guys, I think that's gonna suck for a lot of people and a lot of carriers. So it's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comment section. How do you feel about these changes? Like, drop it down below in the comments, because I'm sure somebody from the relay team will probably be down in those comments seeing what you guys are saying, and your voices will maybe they will hear it. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But again, stay tuned for more content. I've been super busy over here working on some things behind the scenes. So let you guys know we got some things dropping. So please stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Let me know what you think about all these relay changes. These are what some of the contracts are looking like. And hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You already know what it is. It's homie Bigg Vic TV. Always hustle, never stop growing. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's eat, baby.